Okay. So go ahead, Stella, and if you, hopefully we'll be able to share your screen when you need to.
Okay. Can you guys see that?
Yes, it's coming up.
All right. Perfect. Okay, so as family history coordinators, our responsibilities in our ward is to help give aid to our board members. And so it gives us an opportunity to also help find new ways to search families, not only just for us, but for you, for all of you in the ward and anyone that is joining us at this time. So what I'm gonna do is show you what we do is to access your account, so that way we can let you know that this is what I'm going to be doing on my part as a coordinator, and then I will show you what we do. And so first of all, what I usually do is I add someone in this area right here. I will add a person that is in our ward, and it will populate the address and whatever the whoever has contacted me to help them out with their family search. So then I'll add that person. So what I've done is right here, I've added Brother Christensen here, Brother Jensen, and he's accepted the me having me do and look at his family tree and his family search and some of the questions that he has had. And I have Susan Howell here as well. So as I'm going through here, I have asked a couple of other people. I've asked Darlene, she hasn't responded. So then let's see here if I can do. It gives me a time frame of when that expires. So for Darlene, there's 12 days left. And for Joan, there's 8. And Brother McGee, there's 8 days left before they can accept. If they accept, and if they don't accept, that's fine. It's
So here's
just
my question.
Yeah.
So I see that you've invited me. Is that an email then on my email?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So that's an email. And once you've accepted it, it will come back to me in an email form. And then I will go ahead and start. I will, as I'm going through everyone else's family history and our family search or family tree, I will ask you questions and what it is that you're wanting me to look for. So as for Brother Jensen, I went in and hang on, I'm getting messages here.
That's okay. I'm keeping up on the messages. Don't worry.
Okay, very good. I'm like, oh, all right. So, so I've asked Brother Jensen to see what he wanted me to look for in his family tree. So this comes up and it gives us several options into where we can look on his family tree. And as it tells me right here in this green bar at the top, it says you are helping Christopher Lee Jensen. And so that will continue to be activated as long as I'm helping him. Once I'm done, it tells me to stop sharing or stop helping. And then now I'll tap on that, and then I'm done with the sharing or doing my part as helping him out. So it gives us like pioneer ancestors, found as ancestor headstones. If you click on any of those, it tells us, let's see here. So we'll go into and do that. It will tell us what pioneers were, what famous pioneer were a part of his family history. And like it tells us, Robert Joseph Lard Doxford was a part of the pioneer, what wagon he was in, what wagon company he was in, when they departed, and it took 61 days. So it gives you all these different options, and that as they, then it also gives you a map of where he has been as well. Okay, so that's what some of these, let's see here, if I can go back. All right. Hi, Brother Jensen.
Hello.
Hey, how's it
I was
going?
using the old link, so I didn't get in. Otherwise, I would have been here on time.
That's okay. Then it was set up, so I had to accept you in, and I forgot to do that.
All right, so this is his family. So I clicked on the tree on his line, and it tells us what he has done in his both. Here's his name, and here's his wife's name, and here are the kids that he's going to add, right, Brother Jensen? Or did you do
Yes.
it already?
No, I need to still add my third son.
Okay, so once you add all of this, all of these in, your kids and everything, and then it will keep it'll keep track of who's a part of that. So it just kind of goes through some of the things, like you have Sister Wells' family here, her dad and her mom, and it was amazing because I was just like, wow, I'm totally amazed at this whole family tree that you guys have, Brother Jensen.
It was not me.
But I'm, it's amazing. I was able to go back 8 generations in his line and see what has been done and what needs to be done. And it's, you guys have to look at this. I'll show you. Let's see if I can get rid of this here. So on this right-hand side, it says options on here. So you see this whole tree right here. I'm going to go and click on this option here. It tells us what has been done, what's going on, what's available in progress in the temple work. If it has like a red exclamation point, that just means that there's some data that needs to be updated, and kind of standardize maybe just a date on there, and that might be the reason why it's doing that. The purple one is the research suggestion. So it gives you different options of where you can go and see how to look for your ancestors. And let's see here. Okay, so on the left-hand side, I don't know if you can, are you guys following me?
Sure.
Okay. On the left-hand side, it gives you an option. So you have the landscape, you tap on that, gives you a portrait, you click on that, and then it just shifts the tree on that of your family. Then you go to this one here is amazing. I love this fan chart. It gives your family's fan chart of how big and how huge your family tree is. So this here is Brother Jensen's tree. So let's see, I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so you can see. All right. So I tapped on 7 generations right here, and it gave me 7 generations that has been done. Let's see, I'm trying to make it a little bit bigger so you can see. So it gives you all these names that are in here that goes back to 7 generations. So on this side over here, it tells us The request is in green for ordinances. In progress is in blue. So these ones are in blue. That means whoever has their names, they are in a process of getting their temple work done. The one in yellow means they're still alive and we cannot request their ordinance to do their ordinances at all. So if anyone's alive, we can't do it.
So on that fan chart I'm seeing,
Uh-huh.
of course, the ones in the center are because they're either alive or whatever, but
Correct.
he has one, two, three, four generate, that one that you're pointing at. Like,
Uh-huh.
there's gotta be another reason that is, you can't request it. Maybe there's not enough information. Maybe you're missing, a date.
Probably the other reason is because somebody is holding that name and someone in the family has that name and they don't want to part with that name.
Do you
It
know,
looks-
Brother
looks
Jensen?
like that, when I click on it, it says that there's not enough spouse information for the sealing.
Oh,
Okay.
see, there you go. That might, yeah, that's probably the reason why.
All right, I was just curious. Thanks.
Sure. So then you go above here. This right here is amazing. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, it didn't. Okay. Fan chart. And then right underneath there, it says family lines. So you tap on that and the colors will change on here. This is the family lines. Then you have birth countries and you look at the pink, that's where all of his family is like from Denmark. Everything that is aqua blue is the United States. That's where they're from. Dark, the magenta color, is United Kingdom. So it just goes through every single country that your family member is from, where they originally came from. And I really like this because it tells you where your family is from. I just think it's amazing to be able to see that. And then you go to sources and then it has like how much sources has been given for each of these individuals that are up here. And if it's white, that means there's not enough information. If it's a little bit on a lighter color, pink, there's a little bit. So the darker the color, the more information this individual has. Then you go and click on the stories. And then there's little information for some of the stories that are on his line. So you have, if it's an orange color, that means that there's 10 or more stories on those individuals. So that could be something that you could work on as if you feel like there's not a whole lot of information that you can do for your, since you have the names and birth dates and everything, this is where you can go in and start learning about your own family and entering their information in. Okay, go down to the photo, and then you have more information on each person. More photos are about those individuals, and so the whiter the color is, that means there's no pictures at all. Resource help. Resource help, it just kind of gives you like the data problems, and we've talked about that already. You just have to go in and do a lot of research on an individual, why you're getting the wrong data. And then you have the ordinances. So I think this right here, the fan chart, it's fun to look at, and it's fun to see what others have done and what you can do for yourself and to help create and build your family history. Any other questions at all so far?
So I'd like to comment that when you had it clicked on research helps,
Yes.
that, Brother Jensen, the light blue ones, okay, it's still populating, but you had some light blue ones that are record hints. So somehow, just in Family Search, it has some hints that may or may not be appropriate for those individuals, but that is somewhere you could go and start with those hints to determine if, in many ways, you know, when we were talking earlier about trying to know what next, what can we search? I don't know why a minute ago there were blue ones.
Yeah, I know.
Now there's just the research suggestions might also help you do that. But anyway, I just wanted to comment on that because I had
How do
seen
you
some light.
activate those hints? I can see them on mine. I just don't know how to.
Oh, here they are now. I can
Yeah.
see it now.
So on your main
Can we go on?
homepage,
Are you okay with me clicking on one of them, Brother Jensen?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
we're gonna
doing the
go
same
to-
thing on mine.
Okay. Pauline Healy. So you just click on the name and then it will populate her information. And then you'll get that blue color up here on the right-hand side.
Oh, is that where it says show all under research help?
Yes. So this is where she was born. That has vital statistics information on that. So you just click on that and we don't know if it's her or not. So you always research and check everything and make sure that all of her information is the same as what they have found.
and
So
she has a possible duplicate. That exclamation point, the red exclamation point.
right.
There's a possibility that someone has duplicated some of her information. It might be the same person that you need to look at both and combine them. Maybe.
Yes, that is true. And see, like with this here, it gives all the information, the mother's information, the spouses, and then it has, oh, whoops, sorry. So you're just reviewing everything and then you click, if you click on this, it just makes it a little bit bigger, big enough so that you can see if it's a part of your family or not.
So I didn't see it. Is this a?
This
What is
is
this
the
document?
record. This is the
Oh,
vital.
it's a vital record.
Yes.
So see if you can scroll in far enough so we can find that person.
Okay.
It might be good to look at the duplicate. It looks like there's some pretty clear stuff there that I don't 100% understand.
Yeah, we can do that too. Okay, so. I'm trying to scroll down. Okay.
We had a question that popped up
Okay.
from, I think that was from David Petrell,
Okay.
that you're using for Family Search, you're using the same username and password that you use for the church, you know, just the church website, if you're
Correct.
paying tithing online. So if you have that set up for the, you know, the main page for the Church of Jesus Christ.org, that's the very same one you'll use on Family Search. And if you need additional help, we'll be happy to show you personally.
Yeah, I never created a family search. I just signed in. I know. It was already there.
It was, yeah, it just comes up. I hope that answered your question.
Okay, so I don't see it. I don't know. Can you guys all see
Okay,
it?
good. He says yes, that helps him be able to get onto Family Search.
Is it this one? That's the only Mary I see. Oh, there's another one. And actually you can attach this to her record, and that way you'll have resources attached to her name.
If, as long as you
it's
look at this
correct.
and verify that, yes, this is her.
Yes. All right, so you can do that. I didn't see her name, so I don't know. Massachusetts. You guys didn't see her name, did you? No, I don't.
You can't ask me, I can't remember what name it was.
It was Mary.
Yeah, but Mary who? And who was her spouse, and what kind of?
Seems awfully similar to the possible duplicate I'm looking at right now. It may not be a proper lead.
Okay.
Yeah. It's possible that other, yeah, it's possible that suggestion of duplicate might really just be this person and it doesn't match. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I can't read this very well, so
Yeah, and the possible duplicate, it has one child that matches. Everything else is almost blank, including the last name.
that matches this document.
Yeah, like if you go to the possible duplicate, I think it is pulling up this source. It's just didn't glean very much out of it.
I'm trying to go back and I don't know how to go back on this.
You can always try the back button, maybe not. I don't know.
It would work if you just do the back button up on the top.
Actually, I think it opened a new tab, so go ahead and close that tab. And I think you're fine if you just close it.
Don't close
The
the.
one that says Massachusetts, yeah.
There we go. Oh.
But yeah, you can still see
I'm
the
trying
possible
not to.
duplicate.
I'm not trying to kick you out, Joan.
Yeah, if you click on the Zoom meeting, you're going to be gone. Try the possible duplicate. Stella, can you click on possible duplicate? So when you review the merge, if you
Does
or you
anyone
just
else?
you clicked on her, you didn't click on the view merge. So click back on the possible duplicate.
So what you did was you pulled up the record separately, but
Yeah,
Oh,
when you hit review, it should pull them up at the same time. So go ahead and hit
hit
review
the
merge.
bottom, review merge.
But yeah. The only thing I can see is one of the children matches. Everything else is unknown. But it looks like the source might be
Deceased.
those marriages in Massachusetts.
that's interesting because the birth dates, the dates are different.
It doesn't even have a birth date.
No, it doesn't.
So my question.
So is this the one that you have then, Brother Jensen?
Yeah, just keep scrolling and you'll see the family connection. That's where it tried to
the
make
one on the
suggestion.
right is yours, right? The one on the right is your family.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yes, and the one on the left is the one that we just
tried to find in that document.
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
So here they added one child that matches. And I think that's where the computer thought they were connected.
Mary Ann Phibbs.
It's the fourth child.
keep scrolling up a teeny bit so on the left-hand side we can see if there's a, I'm not seeing the daughter you're talking about.
No, it's Erastus Otis Phillips. It's a guy.
Mary in entry for Erastus Phipp, Massachusetts marriages.
So this is Molly Fisk. So that would be the unknown in entry for Harriet. No, that's not it either.
Well, I think you're looking, there's a lot of sources tagged to your line. And I was trying to see if the
So
the
this
Mary-
side,
you have Massachusetts, it was marriages. There was one at the very top, but it had a different name that it was looking at. You would have to really look at that to merge these. If you couldn't verify that, yes, I believe that that other one, even though there's not a lot of information, is tied. You have a Molly.
If you go all the way up to family, there's where it is, that fourth child.
Okay, stop there.
That's where the connection. And when I clicked on the source, it pulls up microfiche film that's almost 400 pages. So I'm not sure exactly where you would find it in there.
oh my
Part of the
goodness.
source should tell you a page or a,
So this one
document
right
number.
here and that,
is matching that.
yeah.
But so then you take that other on the left. To me, it's like, okay, so something in that document, did something in that document give you the child, the Erastus that matches your
It
son?
might have been from a different, it might have been from a different person. Not the wife or the husband. I don't know.
Does it have the same membership number? You're hovering and I can't see the membership
Oh,
number.
sorry.
So
Yes, it does.
it's the same. I would check a little bit deeper, but my gut is maybe you could just merge these two documents and keep yours and it will get rid of the other. I just couldn't see that source very well. I couldn't tell what it was. It was a marriage certificate, right? A marriage.
Yeah, it looks like the child is the same
From this here.
number. But the only thing it really has is a first name being Mary, which is exactly the same as what we already have. So I'm not sure.
So I'm wondering,
Guess it's a source though, and the source is a source,
yeah.
even if it just has a first name. But yeah, I don't know how to verify that source because I don't see which page it would try and point to.
You probably have to do a little bit more digging and see where they did, right? Because they had it in that one vital records
But yeah, that's
that we were looking at.
because that's a pretty cool example of how to do it.
Yeah,
That would help. At this point, you can, once you start clicking on something, you could add from the right. If it had information that you didn't, you can, it's like it'll come up with an arrow that'll allow you to click from
so you can do yes, continue. We can do that.
Well, if you do that, then you'll at least see, because you can stop in the middle. You don't have to actually merge them. But why don't you
Right.
click on that so we can see what it looks like, what the next step is. Okay, can you scroll down? See, this is where it says replace. So let's say the right had a name that was more complete than yours, then you would replace it and it would move it over to your side. But yours is more complete, so you would not do that.
Right.
Why would the name not match now? That's weird.
Where are you scrolling down to the child?
No, oh, I guess,
Like right here, you mean? This one to that? Let's see here.
the primary names at the top. Pauline Healy versus Mary.
And
Is it
that
trying to-
Mary just has no, I mean, it tells you when that was added, but it certainly doesn't give you even a birth year or death year or,
Yeah, so it's almost like these aren't the same person if they have different names, but
the only two things you can go by is that the child or which I couldn't see very well, right? Then you would look at the source that you guys had up, but I can't look at that very well either. So was there anything on that source that helped you feel like, so I had a, oh, I'm sorry, Stella, this is your thing and I'm talking to
No,
there,
this is good.
there was a, I had one that I was trying to do the initiatory for, and I went in to start checking and they had her name as Beth Harriet McEwen, and then added a Lunt last name. Well, Lunt was her uncle, and her name really was Harriet Elizabeth. But by looking at all of the pieces of it, I could very tell exactly what the person did that created the wrong one. And confidently, I could merge them. But I don't know that you've got enough information to do a merge or not.
I probably would do more research on it and just, I would go in and see like a deep more search for this individual right here. So if I clicked on her, I would. So this is where
Oh, shoot.
you could go in and see right here on it says search records. If you're logged into Ancestry.com, if you go in from family search into Ancestry, it will give you free access to Ancestry.com.
actually we did that yesterday.
And did it work?
Yeah, I set it up.
Oh, good. So let's see. You just click OK, and it should lead us into Ancestry.com. And that's where you can kind of look and see if her name comes up or if any data comes up at all. So since it's just has her name, children, and we can just scroll on down. And sometimes it will give you the kids' names as well when you go on this right here on this side. And it's fun because you can actually attach that. Once you start building your own tree and Ancestry as well, it will you can link it together, the information that you gather from Ancestry.
So if they have a source in Ancestry, then I would be looking at it really closely to verify before I add it to Family Search.
I have done a lot with that on my own family.
Sounds
do
like
you
a lot of
have
looking at old sources.
Yeah.
this goes on and on for how many hints? Because these might totally be right. It says
You have
9, yeah, like,
Almost a billion.
it's like
Yeah.
you need to have more information to narrow that down. You want to look at all those?
Good luck.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you can narrow it down to where her parents are from, the kids and everything, and just go from there. And it kind of gives you more information as well.
So we probably should wrap up in about 5 minutes, but I wanted to ask you if you would click on the tab that is Family Search on the left of the one you have open. It says Family Search and has Mary deceased.
In the
Up
top,
at the top.
top middle of the screen.
The very top, the very, very top, up more, up more. The tab at the top.
I think the
Oh, is it being covered by your green thing?
yes.
Okay, just,
Okay, well, it's right.
just
You just
hit
pull up a teeny
shift.
bit. Yeah,
Oh,
click,
that one.
yes.
click
yeah.
right there.
Oh my
I
gosh.
was just curious if you would click on ordinances. I want to know if they did ordinances on this person that doesn't have hardly any information.
No, there's no ordinances done on that. I kind of looked at that.
Did you? That's why I just was curious. See, you cannot request because you do not have enough. It says over on the right, or left, you can't request any of these because there is so not enough information. I was just
Mhm.
curious about that. So yes, thanks.
All right.
That was pretty helpful.
Does it give you a place to go?
Yes, there's a lot of places to go now.
The other thing on on this one as well before we go is the family tree, and Victoria had given me permission to look at her own family as well. Just looking at let's see, still downloading. She had her mother's name, but she included the married name to the family tree. And so it was really hard for me to find anything on her family. So I ended up going and I had to get permission from her to change the name. So
I understand that it's kind of messy there, even in the church records. Her father's been remarried and that doesn't show up on her personal church records. So not sure how to add a second spouse to her father.
Is he living? Well, she can
They both-
add.
her mother is deceased, but her stepmother is not. So
Okay, but her
it gets a little messy.
father, her father,
father's
she could add another marriage to the father, but it's not going to show up to anybody but her. But she could add that marriage and go ahead and add things, just like your children will not show up for anybody but you. But
Yeah, the only two connections is her deceased mother and her deceased grandmother.
yeah.
So
yeah, so once I got this in there, and then I went into ancestry.com, there were like several other names that populated on that specific name.
awesome.
So I that's why I was asking, can we change it to what her maiden name was instead of using the married name?
Yeah.
So when we're doing women that are married, you got to make sure that you only use their maiden name, not their married name. And that
So I have someone on mine that I need to clean up because they put a PTE before the given name. And I think it has something to do with the rank that he was in the services. And that should not be on the given name, like that should be in references or something somewhere else. So I need to clean that up. Someone added that. So it
like
just
the
needs to be a
title or
given name.
something.
Yeah, the birth name.
Uh-huh. And that gives you option as well when you enter that in. All right, so are we almost
Awesome.
done then?
Yeah, I think, is that good, Brother Jensen? And hopefully if
thank you
there's
for your
anyone that
help.
watches these, when we get these posted, you'll be able to, you know, if there are any questions, if this spurred something you need help with, any of us would be happy to help. So just reach out to us. All right,
It's
thank you, Stella. Thank you very much. And Brother
Yeah.
Jensen, thanks for coming in. I will end if I can figure out how to end the recording. And we'll